What is going on, UFC card lovers? Welcome back to another episode of UFC Card Talk. My name is Damien, and for today's episode, we have an absolute massive episode coming. That is, of course, because we have coming up this week the UFC 280 event in Abu Dhabi. This fight card is by far, my opinion, the best fight card of the year. I'm going to be trying to break this down into two different parts. This will be part one. We'll be covering two fights on today's episode. We'll be covering those fighters' card prices, their recent sales. And then in part two, we'll be breaking down another three fights, so 6 fighters' card pricing. Stay tuned. There's a lot to get through. And I hope you are as excited as what I am. Here at UFC Card Talk, not only do we talk about UFC card collecting and investing, but we will also talk about the recent UFC card hobby news. It's a new episode. You know what that means. We are proudly brought to you by, proudly sponsored by a new sponsor. UFC 280 of UFC Card Talk is proudly brought to you by bread. Now, some people may ask, why eat bread? Why is bread important in your life? I mean, if you want to eat a sandwich is such a nutritious go-to lunch. You're not going to make a sandwich using rice or potatoes. You're gonna always use bread. So shout out to them for sponsoring today's episode. And now let's get to it. So I thought the first thing we could cover about is some recent UFC card hobby news, and that is, of course, the release of Optic UFC card product. I mean, I know I do a lot of speculation in these videos typically, but I think it's safe to say, I mean, it's quite obvious that the UFC card overlords saw my video 2 weeks ago and they decided to put out the release date for the UFC 2022 first Optic product. The release date will be set at the moment at 16th of November. We have a little overview here we can go over. Obviously, Optic is a Donruss product. What is the difference, you may ask, between these cards and the Donruss that we saw earlier in the year? Basically, this is just a little bit more of a premium product. A little bit thicker of a card, a little bit more chrome, shiny, just those little extras that make a difference. And of course, we are going to have different parallels. Some of the parallels we're going to have include the Optographs, the My House, parallel insert, and the most popular, the most well-known Optic product, Downtowns. The things I would do to get a Sugar Sean O'Malley or a Brendan Marino Downtown product is not appropriate for a public video. But, as I've spoke about before, me doing personal rips of this product, to be honest, is probably not going to happen just through logistics. It's too hard for me to get my hands on one. I could buy into breaks of these. First lot of breaks of these are going to be super expensive to be a part of. I've bought into 3 or 4 breaks before, and after then I've told myself I would not do it again. I have not had any luck with breaks into hobby products. 2022 Prism, 2022 Select, 2022 Donruss. So I won't be taking part in any of the breaks. It just has not been financially viable for me, and it has not paid off well. So I've learnt my lesson. How I'm going to get a hold of any of these Downtowns that I want to get, they're basically the only parallel that I would like out of this product. How I'm going to get a hold of one would be just hopefully buy someone else's individually on the second-hand market. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The hobby boxes are set to have 20 packs per box, 4 cards per pack. And as I said, they are coming out on the 16th. There's yet to be a checklist released, but that will be coming in the near future, given that this product is almost less than a month away now. So it's coming soon, guys. Now, for the 2 fights of the card pricing we're going to be covering for part 1 episode. So we're going to be covering Aljamain Sterling versus Tj Dillashaw for the bantamweight title. And then also my personal favourite fight of this fight card, being a massive collector / fan of Sean O'Malley. We're going to be covering the Petr Yan versus Sugar Sean O'Malley fight. We'll start first with the co-main event. Looking first at Aljamain Sterling's prices. Aljamain doesn't really get a lot of love in the UFC community. I'm not familiar with his card pricing at all. I thought what would be interesting about doing these 2 fights on this part 1 episode is, of course, these are all bantamweight fighters. So we're going to get to see a good reflection. These are basically not ranked to top 4, of course. Sean O'Malley, he might be ranked 11 or 10, so he's one outstanding. But these are amongst, only missing from Dominic Cruz, maybe Marlon Chito Vera. These are some of the top 4 names in the bantamweight division right now. So we're going to get to see, and it's going to be interesting to see the difference in pricing for these athletes. So as I said, starting first with Aljamain Sterling, we have a 2021 Panini Instant Aljamain Sterling walkout black parallel 1 of 1, best offer accepted, less than $305. Flux Auto from 2022. It says select UFC, but of course it's a Chronicles product. 6 bids, $15.50 on October 14th. We have a Flashback Silver Mojo Prism, 15 of 25, CGA 10, best offer accepted on that. We have a 2022 Pink Pulsar Prism, numbered to 42, sold for $35. We have a 2022 Mojo Refractor of the Fearless insert, out of 25. It's a PSA 10, sold on October 12th for $245 buy now. So that is not a bad card for somebody who is investing / collecting Aljamain Sterling. We have a few more of the select products. A lot of select products being sold of his along with the Chronicles. Aljamain Sterling's rookie year was 2015 in the Topps product. We can see here we have a RC Auto, then from the Chronicles 2015 product, less than $55. Insert of his rookie card, 99 cents. He's obviously not getting a lot of attention in the hobby. As I said, that's no real surprise as he doesn't get a lot of attention in the sport in general. See if we can find some gold products of his. So we have found here an Aljamain Sterling Flashback 8 of 10 gold. It's raw. It was 11 bids, sold on September 24th for $71. Flashback prisms, gold, they're very, very nice. I've spoke about them before in previous videos, but basically the 2012 flashback prisms, 2012 prisms, the golds were a very popular product amongst all sports. And they're also just an insert, so that means you're not going to get too many of them. I would love to have a flashback gold of any of the fighters at IPC. We have a 2017 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor, $13.18, 8 bids, sold on August 25th. And then we have another one, August 14th, $10.50, 9 bids. We'll check out his opponent now, Tj Dillashaw. I believe you will find Tj Dillashaw's rookie card in the 2014 product. We have a 2017 Topps Chrome X-Fractor. Buy it now, $24 on October 14th. We have a select red out of 99, $17.50, 11 bids on October 14th also. Here we have an example, 2014 Topps Knockout, his rookie card, numbered to 219, sold for $28.83. We have a Bonus Machines White Sparkle out of 20, sold October 14th, less than $40. So we're noticing here, I mentioned this last week too, but there's always a lot of action on these fighters' card prices coming up to an event and then slightly afterwards as well, depending on how they perform. So we have a Diamond Refractor. I really like these cards, 2017 Topps. First year of Topps Chrome. It's a nice card. Best offer accepted for less than $14. So TJ as well, we have a 2017 UFC Chrome. It's not a refractor, it's just a base card. PSA Gem Mint 10, sold for $11.85. Canvas 1 of 1. It's a sketch card of Tj Dillashaw. 1 bid, $79, October 13th. We have a gold refractor on card auto, 2018, 13 bids, $32.88. So to start off the bantamweights, out of these 4 fighters, out of the top 5-6 fighters in the bantamweight division, as I said, even adding the likes of Dominic Cruz, Marlon Chito Vera, I think Tj Dillashaw and Aljamain Sterling are going to be 2 of the cheapest of those fighters. And that's basically because Aljamain Sterling doesn't get a lot of love in the hobby, and Tj Dillashaw is 1 fight off a 2-year suspension for being a cheat. So that turns to hurt your prices as well. We have a box set, 2021 first year Prism, PSA 10, Pop 1, $350, buy it now. So a good example of a chase card there for potential Tj Dillashaw investors / collectors. We have a 2022 Green Pulsar Prism, BGS 9.5, autograph 10, nice card, $51, 19 bids. As we'll see, these are some cheap prices for these top ranked bantamweights. Checking out Petr Yan's prices. I believe Petr Yan's rookie card is from the 2019 product of Topps. He also was in the 2021 Allen and Ginter product. I don't mind these Allen and Ginter parallels. Just something a little bit different for us USC collectors. We have an example of his 2021. It's just a base Prism card. No one cares about that. Crunch Time. Let me know if you like these Crunch Time cards in the comments. I'd be really interested to know because I think they look like doo-doo, to be honest. So you won't see me buying a Crunch Time card, but interested to know who likes them. Here we go. Orange Refractor out of 25. Sold for best offer, buy it now. It's his rookie card, 2019 Topps Chrome Orange Refractor out of 25. Buy it now, less than $195. Let's see if we can. We have a National Pride auto from 2021, $60. Buy it now. We have the Gold Global Icons out of 10, $43.75, 17 bids, October 12th. We have some Immaculate cards from him. Immaculate last year, as I mentioned when we're talking about Optic this year is replacing Immaculate product, but we have a 2021 Immaculate Marks of Greatness auto out of 99, 20 bids, $67. We have a 2021 Purple Prism SGC 10 Gem Mint, right now less than $200 accepted. Alright, here we go. 2019 Topps Chrome PSA 9, it's a Gold Refractor rookie card out of 50. Best offer accepted for less than $433. So if you were collecting or investing into Peter Yan, this would be a card that I would be looking at personally. It would either be a 2019 product. I would skip 2020 product. That seemed to do terribly to last Topps product. It'd be either 2019 rookie card of his in any of the refractors, numbered refractors, any of the autograph cards. It'd be either that or the first year of Prism 2021 that I would be looking at as a Peter Yan fan, collector or investor. We have a 2021 Select Octagon Side 6 of 10 Gold Refractor, $112.50 with 19 bids on October 5th. This is a nice card. In my opinion, I think this is a great example of a great card for collecting or investing in Peter Yan for these reasons. It's a Gold Refractor. It's a first year of Select product for UFC. And also, we have a picture of him here celebrating a win. He's wearing a belt and then he's also holding the flag. With all those things given consideration, I think this is a great card of his to buy for either collecting or investing, and it's pretty well priced too. Okay, now to the main event, Sugar Sean O'Malley. A little bit of a backstory into my fandom of Sugar Sean O'Malley. I have been following him very, very closely, closer than I've ever followed any fighter, and I've been watching the UFC since 2006, but I've been following him and his career since 2018 when he had his hard-fought victory against Andre Sokoman. Of course, he's been given some favourable matchups. He's been given some slower, predominant strikers. The UFC have built this guy since after his Contenders series when they saw something in him that I think everyone else sees in him as well. His fighting style is just eye-catching. He's much-watched TV. The way that he puts himself on the mic, the way that he talks in his press conferences, this guy has that X factor. If he can continue winning, if he can get to that championship fight, if he can win that belt, I mean, we are really looking at the next Conor McGregor. And I know from a lot of the MMA community, a lot of the UFC long-term fans, they really hate on Sean O'Malley. They think he's a loudmouth. They think he's unproven. But you've got to respect what this young man has done for himself, for his own career, the way that he's marketed himself, the performances that he has put on in the octagon, regardless of his opponents. He has still looked really, really good, and he's done some remarkable things, got some remarkable viral knockouts. So if he can win this fight, if he can beat Peter Yan, who I believe is the current best in the division, if he can beat Peter Yan, he will then go on to fight whoever wins out of Tj Dillashaw and Aljamain Sterling. And it'll be one of the biggest fights the UFC will have in recent years. If he wins that belt, as I said, it's the sky's the limit for this young man. But looking at his price, so giving all that in consideration, Sean O'Malley is easily in the top 10, easily top 10, if not top 6, top 7 of the UFC card price market. We will see that reflection of that. So that makes it very difficult for a collector or an investor to get into the market of his. So we have a Select autograph this year, $75. We have this recent sales. I was watching this one very closely. October 14th, 20 bids, PSA Gem Mint 10 of the 2021 Blue Prism, $173.50. We have a Green Pulsar Fearless, PSA 9, Pop 3, $82. That is quite a well-priced card. We have his rookie card. It's a Gem Mint 10, $72.25, 35 bids. That has seen a lot of action, and that's actually quite good pricing. I do have a copy of his rookie card. On the back he has signed it. The autograph itself is PSA authenticated. The card itself does not have a numerical grade. This is a really cool product. Chronicles Sean O'Malley Flux, $4. I'm actually going to buy one of those myself. That's a really cool looking card. We have a base card, PSA 8. So even this in itself, given this was last year in the hype sports card hobby market to begin with, this is a perfect example of how much hype is around Sean O'Malley and his card prices. Someone has gone to the effort to submit a base card from the first year 2021 Prism product. So if there's people out there in the sports car hobby and they are submitting a base card to PSA to be graded of any athlete, then you know that there is something to that athlete. Top striking signatures, auto purple, out of 99, $150. We have another PSA 10 rookie card through Probstein, consignments, $102, 27 bids. So yeah, he's getting quite a bit of action. Another rookie card. So his rookie card, is from a 2018 product. Sorry, I didn't say that before. Goodwin Champions Material Relic. I have two of these myself. This is an absolute steal. October 12th. I paid way more than this for mine, but that's how it goes sometimes. It's from the Goodwin Champions 2019 set. He was featured in this. 15 bids, $26. That's an absolute steal for whoever bought that. So congratulations. Let's see if we can find some gold sales. We have his rookie museum 2018 product out of 75. It went for $127.50, 2 bids. These museum cards, they are very difficult. You will not see too many of these graded just because they're such a thick card. The corners on them are normally pretty soft, generally too quite out-centered. So you won't see too many of these museum cards graded. I do have a refractor of this card, his rookie museum card. It's a CSG 8.5 in my collection in Australia as well. Here's a very nice card. First year select UFC gold Prism auto out of 10, PSA 9. Best offer accepted for less than $650. That is a chase card of mine. I just love that photo of him. Very young looking and very much reminds you of his rookie fights. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. 2018 Topps Chrome Gold Auto, $800. Very nice card. It's his first autograph. Goes to show the value that's seen in him. We have this year's 2022 Select Gold Signatures out of 10. 26 bids, $560. To be fair, I think that card's a little bit overpriced. It's a Select Gold, but it's not the first year of Select for UFC. If this was Select 2021, fair enough. I think that's a well worth card, but not for its second year product. Here's a Dual Relic 2018. It's his rookie signature swatch out of 25. That's an absolute steal. So, perfect example. I would much rather have this card. It's a sticker auto, I believe, this one. $166 for a Dual Relic auto card numbered to 25, or you could pay $560 for the second year Select product. This is a gold numbered out of 10, but they're both autos. This is a rookie card and it also has 2 relic patches on it. And it's a quarter of the price. It's a nice photo, this one, 2022 Select Octagon Side Gold Prism, 1 of 10, $520. Nice card. So, where I think pricing is going to go for these fighters. If Aljamain beats TJ, if he wins, he's going to win in pretty boring fashion. I don't think that Aljamain is going to make it a striking fight, so therefore I don't see him getting a TKO. Maybe a submission win, but a submission win is not something that's going to go viral for Aljamain. So I really don't think we're going to see any difference in his pricing if he wins. If he loses, if anything, there's going to be a bit of a dip. As for Tj Dillashaw, if he can regain the belt back at 135, we've seen good value in his cards. I do think we're going to see a bit of a bump. If he loses, I don't think there's going to be too much of a change to his prices either. If he loses, to be honest, his pricing is pretty well set already. There's good value in his cards if you are a fan of TJ, if you're a collector of TJ. He's been champion before. Given this recent PED ban that he had, it does hurt his Hall of Fame possibilities, but if he wins, we're going to see a bit of a bump for sure. he will be bantamweight champion. I do think bantamweight is one of the most exciting, most stacked divisions in the UFC. So whoever holds the belt for that deserves to have a decently priced card. So TJ is not going to still be the most expensive fighter in bantamweight, but we will see a bump if he wins. If he loses, there's not going to be much change at all. Talking about Petr now, if he beats Sean O'Malley, it's hard to not see that his pricing will get an increase. Sean O'Malley is definitely one of the fighters who do appeal to those casual fans. If Petr beats Sean O'Malley and if he can beat him in impressive fashion, then there's definitely going to be a raise in his pricing. If he loses to Sean O'Malley, it's hard to not see him drop. But once again, I don't think he's going to have much of a drop. So if he wins, I think he gets a bit of an increase. Nothing too special. Most people expect him to win. So if he does win this, I don't think there's going to be a dramatic increase, but there will be an increase in his pricing. As for Sean O'Malley, if he wins this, he will be fighting for the title. And if he wins this, this is like, to me, this is very much his Conor McGregor versus Chad Mendes moment where, I mean, of course, that fight was for the interim belt. Sean O'Malley is going to skyrocket now. If he wins this fight, he will then become the number one contender, and he's going to prove a lot of doubters wrong. This is a very tough matchup for him, but if he can win, his pricing is literally going to hit top 5. At the moment, I don't think he's in the top 5. I don't think he's quite up there with the Paddy Pimblets, with the Hamzats, with the Conor McGregors, but he's going to crack that top 5 easy, maybe even top 3 if he wins this fight. His pricing is going to skyrocket, and it's going to be interesting to look back on this in the future to see where his card pricing at now compared to when he's fighting for that title. I've already told my partner if he wins this fight, if he's fighting for the belt, I'm doing everything in my possibility to get to that title fight next year, wherever it is. If it's in Vegas, if it's in New York, if it's in Texas, I'm going to do everything I can to get to that Sean O'Malley title fight. But if Sean O'Malley loses to Petr, then he's going to prove a lot of these doubters right in that he is not ready for this such a high-level, high-caliber competition for the high-level opponent that he's given in Petr. If he loses this, I do believe we'll see a dip, and it's not going to be a small dip. It's going to be a significant dip. We could see more than a 30% decrease in his pricing, which is very good news for people like me. I am a Sean O'Malley collector, a diehard fan for life. Win, lose or draw, I will be forever buying his products. There is no fighter in the UFC that I emotionally feel connected to like I do Sean O'Malley. And leading up to this fight, I'm literally going to be sick in my stomach, nervous. And this is why I love this sport. So if he loses, then we are going to see a good drop in his pricing. And caveat to that is I will be able to buy some very nice cards of his for good pricing compared to what they are now. But if he wins, sky's the limit for Sean O'Malley. Good luck to all these fighters. Not really Petr. Mostly good luck to Sean O'Malley in this upcoming fight. Thank you guys for listening. This has been a long one. This is just part 1 of the UFC 280 card. Part 2 is coming up. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you do not miss part 2 of UFC 280 from UFC Card Talk. And I will see you again here soon.